Hi, Marley.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in today. I'm so excited to give you a really detailed hand measuring. We'll be looking at the range of motion of the hands, all of the little nooks and crannies, and just getting an absolute perfect fit for any gloves that you may want to order in the future, okay?
Great.
So I'll just have you relax your hands just like that. I'm going to roll these up. Are you comfortable like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just relax, and I'm just going to start out by looking for any unusual features of the hands, any natural positioning that you're prone to. So I can already see here you have just two fingers that like to be a little bit closer together than these two. That's completely normal. It's just the way your body likes to naturally be. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, so that would be this side. So I am noticing that I think the wrist is a little bigger, yep, on this side, which again makes sense, more muscular toning in the hand that has dominant use. Just checking all the fingers for anything. There's no webbing in between the fingers that we need to consider for gloves. Looking at the wrist, normal tapering. Would you mind flipping the hands for me, please? Thank you. Alright, so there's nothing super abnormal. Again, just looking at the natural layout of the hand. The thumb and pointer finger lay slightly closer together on this side than here. Just feeling for the tone of the hands now. This just helps us get a sense for overall shape, how much extra fabric we need to include. If there's a lot of musculature in the hands, we like to have a little bit more fabric just so you can have more range of motion. That's just a tattoo, right? Okay, just making sure that's not an injury. Is there any pain in your hands ever?
No, not really.
Okay, so nothing we'd have to keep in mind for more or less swelling room or anything like that. You don't get swollen joints or anything like that.
No.
Okay, that's excellent. All right, so first thing I want to do is draw the outline of the hand. It's just going to be a way for me to keep track of everything and also get a general outline of each side. So go ahead and relax the primary hand for now, and I'll just keep the left hand out. Okay, and place it right on the center here. Just shift it around. Okay, good. Is that comfortable enough for you?
Mm-hmm.
We want to try and create relatively even there, but at the same time not be uncomfortably wide. And for nail length, is this generally the length you're used to?
Yeah, this or sometimes a little shorter, but pretty much average.
Generally not longer than this, though?
No.
Okay, excellent. I'm not worried about being perfect here. I'm just getting as close as I can. We'll take the precise measurements. Taper is right here. Okay, feel free to lift your hand up now. So again, I'll use this to record my measurements. This is the left side. So just for your comfort, what I'll do is use a softer ribbon to make the measurements and then check it up against the measuring tape, okay?
Okay.
So we'll start with the wrist. 13.5 centimeters. And I'm going to guess the other side's a little bit bigger, but we'll double check. I'm going to get up the hand, just in 3 spots. 15.5. Just one more spot there. So again, normal tapering goes from smaller to bigger as you go up the forearm. That's typical. So I'll have you just stretch out your hand as wide as it can go comfortably. Is that about where you max range of motion? Where you okay? So that's good. So we have 19 centimeters. And let's make sure we have enough fabric in between. It's good that those are the same. That means you have very consistent range of motion. Relax the hand and as close in as you can, just very closed. And we want to make sure that there's not too much fabric that you're bunching up and being uncomfortable. That's 9/8 for closed. Okay, and now natural, if you don't mind, just relaxed. Exactly. So I'm going to start going around different parts of the hand and just keep it nice and relaxed. Underneath here, I'll manipulate you. Don't worry about moving your hand. Starting with the thumb. So we always measure at each joint. So those are the largest parts of the hand. There's 2. Most fingers there's 3. Okay, moving on to the middle finger here. Slightly bigger than the pointer. Two. And do you do any activities that involve the hands besides just the daily typing, which are a piano player, or anything where your hand might change drastically over time?
No, just typing at work.
Okay, so pretty consistent activity. You're not. Have you started weightlifting or anything that might change the curvature of the hand?
No.
No. Okay. I apologize, this is a little time consuming, but we want to make it absolutely perfect. Last one here, the pinky, which is always our smallest for the most part, typically anyway. Here. Right, two. And the last one is 3 centimeters. Good amount of tapering on the pinky. I'm just going to make a little mark right on that bone there. That's just going to be my center point. This is wash right off. So. Because the nails are not typically longer than this, we don't have to worry about allocating extra space. Okay, great. So this hand has been fully measured. We have everything in detail. Up to you. Would you rather do the measurement of the other hand now and then do molding of both, or would you want to just proceed fully with this hand and then fully with that hand?
Whatever's easiest for you.
Okay. Let's do the measuring for both and we'll kind of do everything together.
Okay.
So go ahead and relax this hand. This side should go a little bit quicker just because if it's the same, I'll just write that. Okay. Again, just placing it here. Finding where that wrist. Doing a brief visual inspection, and they're basically symmetrical, so that's good. Excellent. Again, keeping this out for reference, just have you place your hand, and again, starting with as wide as you can go. Just take the measuring tape out again. So it's a little bit less range of motion actually on this side. That could just be because it's a little bit tighter. If it's your dominant hand, you could have a little bit more musculature. You could have more patterns that you use, and therefore you have a little bit less flexibility and freedom. That's not a bad thing. It's just something we're going to consider when we're crafting the glove. Okay, and relax. I'm going to get the wrist in those 3 places. And again, I expect this to be a little bigger than the other side. Often our dominant hand is. So you've got 15 centimeters there, and the other one was 13.5 centimeters. So a relatively noticeable difference. I don't know if you've ever noticed that before.
It's not really.
I guess that's why it's good to get detailed glove fittings every once in a while. 15.5. As the wrist goes up, it's about the same. So that was, and the last one here. It's 18. Okay. So again, kind of just checking cross them both. I'm going to position you here. If you don't mind just scooting over just gently so we can have you right here in the midline. Perfect. And that comfortable for you?
Yeah.
Again, getting the minimum. And that's about the same, a little bit bigger. Probably just because the fingers are slightly bigger. Okay, and now natural for me, please. And we'll actually start out with the mark right here in the center of that wrist bone. Between two. That's the same. That's different. So your index finger on this side is slightly longer. Okay. And that one's the same as well. Great. Again, just going to double check each side of the fingers. We'll start with the thumb, as we did before in those two knuckle locations. We'll just write it down. 7. Okay. So 6. 5. Oh, that's very pleasing. 6, 5, 4.
It's perfect.
You're very perfect. Perfectly aligned. Oh, this one's 5.6. Not as round of a number. That's okay. You have one perfect finger.
Wow.
It's what we glove measurers live for.
Mm-hmm.
Five. 4, 5. 5, 2. And last one here. 5 centimeters. Should be slightly bigger here. Yep, 5, 6. And the last one. Okay. Just get the cross here. Relax. Okay. Perfect. So I'll have you place these gloves on. These are just a sample pair of fabric gloves.
Okay.
And we'll be making some markings based on what I see, anything more about the depth and the width of the hand than the length. Those are the things we can measure. More the curvature of the palm, things like that is what I want to feel for. So I'll just be sort of feeling and manipulating your hands, okay?
Okay.
So I'll start here. So you have a slight in curve there. Slight out curve here. In curve here. starts there. Just feeling for any knuckles that protrude beyond the norm. Not in a bad way, just due to the nature of the wrists and the hands. Okay, that's fine. That gives us a good idea. So I'll take this off, put that with your file. That is the left hand. Okay, and on this side now, same thing. So we have a protrusion here. Concave here. One's nice and straight. That's all fine. All right. So again, I'll remove this gently. Mark this as the right hand. Inner, inner. And I have one last thing, and that's I just want to make a mold of the inside of the hand. So if you flip them both over and just relax. This is a kinetic mold, so it's really going to take the shape of the hand. Just gonna let that relax and dry. This just takes about 5 minutes to cure. So I'll let them do that, remove them, and then we'll just finalize some details about the gloves based on your preferences, okay? All right, Marley, so I have all the measurements I need. I have all of the moldings I need. I just want a little more information about what you're looking for. So winter is coming up. I know you're looking for mostly a winter driving glove. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Do you have any color preferences?
Definitely something more neutral.
Neutrals, okay. And with the driving gloves, especially for the winter, we do suggest some sort of inside lining. So we can do wools like a sherpa, or we can do cotton or some sort of synthetic fabric, depending on what your skin enjoys. Do you have a preference there? Or do you want to feel a couple of them? We can send some samples your way through the mail.
Yeah, sure. Samples would be good.
Okay. Anything you're allergic to or don't like?
No allergies.
Okay, So samples of linings. Okay, and for the outside, neutral colors, but we often use, do you want to keep it a vegan glove?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can use faux leather, which is going to be like a composite of man-made materials, or we can go sort of more for corduroy has actually been shockingly very popular lately. It's sort of a striped textured look. So we can send you some samples of that, but also just a suede or something like that as well. Vegan suede.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So for neutrals, you are feeling like grays, browns, beiges, things like that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about black?
Black is fine.
It's okay, not like calling to you
not
per
my
se.
favorite.
Okay, well we can stick with the grays, browns, beiges, really more on the natural color selection scale. Okay, I think that's all I need for now. Now it's up to us to get you some samples so we can have the glove fitting, which will basically be a shell of a glove. And then on using that template with whatever fabrics and lining you pick out, that's what we'll create. But we first want to make sure it fits really perfect. So we'll have you back in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, to try on that sample glove. Then from there, pick out the fabrics and create your perfect driving glove.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.